How can I support my husband wanting to go out of state and start a new business while we have a 6-month-old at home and twins on the way?
Oh, gosh. What?
Yes.
What business is he going to start?
He currently works for a plumbing company, so they kind of want to expand it and start other ones out of state.
I imagine that when they were like, man, we need somebody to move out of state, he's like, I'll go.
Exactly.
There's a hurricane. There's been a human explosion at my house. I'll come back in 3 years. I got it. Yeah, that's not a good time, huh?
I totally don't think so. And when he brought it up to me, I was not happy and said no.
Yeah, that's not
But
helpful
I'm
either.
like, who am I? Like, that's not good.
Yeah. In these kind of situations, again, he's not on the phone, so I can't. I don't know what's going on in his mind, what's going on in his soul. Who knows? And so I can only speculate. So I don't want to do that too much. But y'all, I say this often on the show, and I'll say it again here. Often when there's a newborn, this isn't an excuse, but it's a context for everybody out there to stop with the Hollywood stuff and to speak very clearly to each other about what you need and what you want. Husbands also often have a kid come home and they have no idea what to do. And if you try to Google what to do, it is super unhelpful. And none of their guy friends can help very much. And so home becomes a failure factory. I don't know how to succeed here. And the good husbands who find themselves stuck, they're trying to Google, they're trying to help, they're trying to wash the bottles, and they do that wrong, and they do the diapers wrong. And then wife comes home and goes, hey, guess what? I'm having twins. They're like, oh, gosh. They know one place where they can be successful for their family, and that's at work. And
that's what he tells me.
Okay. So really that's a man that doesn't feel like he has a purpose in his own house. And so he's found the one thing he can do that society says this is the way you love your family. Right? And there is some truth to that. Like, right, providing for his 3 kids and his pregnant wife, that's important. It's critically important. But so is being present, being home, being around during this chaos. But if you rattle off and say no, then you quickly become his mother, and he's been rebelling against her his whole life, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did not think about that.
Yeah, I don't want to be his mom.
Yeah.
But here's what you need. Beneath the no is what? Like when he brought that up, what did you immediately think? Give me the things that you started rattling off in your mind that if he's gone, won't get done, won't happen. Fill those blanks in for me.
It was more so I thought to myself, you're not going to be around to see them grow up. Because in his head, from what he told me, it can take 2 to 3 years to become successful. So with that, it will take that time. And I see my 6-month-old now sees him and she smiles when she gets home. And I think to myself, why do you not want to be here for that?
Yeah, but let me flip that around on you. Having held a 6-month-old, I don't think I've ever felt that scared and inept in my life.
Okay.
I didn't know what to do. I just knew I couldn't feed him unless my wife had pumped. I knew I was kind of useless. I know now that's not true. But I want you to not personalize. In the same way that he's like, why aren't we making out anymore? And you're like, because I'm a human jungle gym right now, right? And he takes that personal. I don't want you to take his request to start a business take that personal too. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And I feel like I kind of look at like everything in the sense of finances. I currently work and we're looking to me not working anymore and just staying at home because paying for childcare is going to be way more than what it's worth.
Yeah.
I might as well just watch them on my own. But I feel like all that scares me. And the thought of him not coming home every night is just like, how am I supposed to do this all by myself? And try and get a degree at the same time.
All right. Well, that's where you got to write that stuff down and let's have that conversation. Because here's what you're telling him in those moments. I need you. I want you here. I'm so proud of you trying to protect our family, to earn for our family, to go start a new business so that I can stay home. And if this is a math problem, y'all need to be honest about your math problem, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And it may be that we got to leave San Bernardino, California, which is a very expensive place to live, and we're all moving out of state. Like there's a math problem to this. But beneath it, and again, I'm trying to be as altruistic as possible. This guy may suck. You mean to take all this personally? Like he's trying to run away from you guys, right? That may be the case. Kelly's nodding, yes. Like he may be terrible. I'm trying to be as altruistic as I can.
Mm-hmm.
But beneath the no is, I want you here. You play an important role here, and here's what that is. I can't do this by myself. I need you home.
Okay.
And then it is, tell me what scares you about holding that baby. Tell me what scares you about, and now you're getting into dangerous territory for a guy, because vulnerability gets a guy killed on the work site. In the boardroom, it gets a guy killed.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're asking him to do something that's scary to him. And if he's honest, he may say, I'm scared about money. Or I'm scared about having 3 kids in here and not knowing what to do. Or he may say, I'm a jerk. I don't want to be here. He won't say he's a jerk, but this is his way of leaving you.
Yeah, and I know, like, partly it's from what we've talked about, very little, because I try not to get super emotional and
Why?
just, like, shut the conversation down.
Why do you do that?
Because, I don't know, I constantly tell myself, oh, it's because I'm pregnant, but I know...
It could be because you love your husband. You don't want him to leave.
And then he tells me, well, I want to get us a good foundation so we don't have to work. And when they're at the point where they go to school, we'll be having this income and we'll be able to take them to school and not have to worry about money. And I'm like, okay, but what if it doesn't work? And then I tell him that, and then he says, why are you like killing my dream? I'm like, I'm not trying to. I'm trying to be realistic.
It's not about killing a dream. It's just not a good time. If somebody else goes and starts this particular branch of this company that him and his partners are running, in 2 or 3 years, there will be multiple state opportunities there too. And you'll have 2 3-year-olds and you'll have a 5-year-old, and then y'all can make some plans. I moved across the country with my 1 2-year-old, and she did great. I know that's nothing like moving a circus like you would be moving, but like, you know what I mean? Like, you can do that. But right now, it's just not a good time. But if you shut down every time you get emotional and blame pregnancy or blame, like, he needs to hear, I love you and I miss you.
And I know I don't say that enough, and I try and do that more, but it's a whole other thing.
Again, I'm trying just to be altruistic and think of the best motives for him. If you come back and you're like, no, he sucks, he's a terrible guy, then that's a whole other thing. But I want you to spend some time writing down what it is. And it sounds so common sense, right? Me on the other side of this thing, I can be like, bro, you got to do X, Y, and Z, and all these things. Totally. But I want you he needs to hear you say, I need you. Is that Hollywood? No. Hollywood, he's just supposed to read your mind and know and have downloaded all the childcare info and all that kind of stuff. I'm not trying to provide this guy a pass, right? He's that interested in plumbing. He could get that interested in child raising. I know he could figure that stuff out. I'm just saying, at home, he's trying to come up with other options down the road. And here's how I can love you guys. And if you say, actually, here's how you can love us right now, that becomes a compelling message other than, no, you can't do that. Because my guess is that'll send him running for the door even faster. Or maybe not. Maybe he'll just live dead in his own skin and blame you for the whole time. And that's resentment. And we don't want that either. Yeah, not a good time. I'd love to talk to him, though. I want to find out if he's a great guy like I'm hoping he is, or if he's kind of a box of turds. But, Kelly, I can see you just fuming over there. What are you thinking?
I'm flabbergasted.
Okay. Flabbergasted away.
That
At me or him?
Him.
Okay.
You a little bit.
Yeah.
But only because you're being nicer than and I think the crew in here are.
Yeah.
I just yes, and you're holding that 6-month-old, and I get all that. And tough crap.
Yeah.
You can't run away. She's going to have 3 children under 9 months old.
But you know what that means.
No, actually, I don't, because I brought mine home older than that. So no, I don't.
I know, but again, maybe am I which one is right, Michelle? You can answer this. Am I being too soft on this guy?
I want to say no, because I know him and he means totally well. And trust me, I think he's amazing, but it's just this one little thing.
Well, moving out for 3 years is a huge thing. It's not one little thing. I guess, Kelly, here's the thing that catches me. I personally remember, and maybe I'm too biased for this call, I personally remember thinking, I don't know how to do this, and I don't know how to do this. I can help my family at the office. And so I took another job, and then another job, and then another job. And him circling back saying, I'm trying to set us up so in 5 years I can be with you guys fully. Which we all know that's not true. None of that is true. He's going to have, if he's successful and that's successful, there'll be 54 more branches open across the country, right? So that's not even true.
Mm-hmm.
But either he's lying or he is saying, okay, I want to be here all the time. And if I just sacrifice right now, and he just doesn't understand, you can't burn that time.
And I do get that. And I see that where he feels like that's the best thing that he can do.
It's madness. Any rational person is madness to leave your wife for 3 days.
Michelle, I'm totally team you here on this one.
I am too.
100%. I just know that running is not the option.
You can't. Not the right time.
Yeah.
Not the right time. Michelle, instead of you saying no, I want to hear you write out for yourself and for him. Here's why I need you here. And this might sound so absurd and so dumb, but he needs to hear, and not just tasks. You need to do diapers. This is a marriage building moment. This is a before and after for your marriage. I see you and I need you and I want you here. And I know you don't think that you're providing things. You are. You're a critical piece. You're way more important than some stupid plumbing business. You're their dad. You're my husband. You're the foundation of this home. I need you here, especially during these first few crazy years. Thanks for the call, Michelle. Give him that gift. And if he rubs your nose in it, call me back. And I'll eat crow, and then we'll call him together. That'd be fun. But hopefully, Kelly is shaking her head at me. Youf.